This crowd from up here, this is unbelievable. You're really to be commended. Thank you for coming out. Let me begin this evening by thanking Lori, Sandy, Ron, and all the people who worked so hard to organize this event. It's a real privilege for me to have just a few minutes to address you tonight. I'm willing to bet that you're not here tonight because you belong to a certain political party or campaign, but rather you are here tonight because you love our country. People all over the nation are coming together today. Democrats, Republicans, independents of every stripe, because they don't like what has been happening to our country for years under presidents and Congresses of both parties. America is still an incredible land of opportunity, a beacon of freedom that shines as an example to the rest of the world. But that beacon has become dimmer over the last several years. Before I address why that is, let me say a word about why America is so unique and why so many of us are here about seeing it return to its constitutional founding. This country we all share is a nation not founded upon common race, common ethnicity, or common background. America alone, among the family of nations of the world, was founded upon a set of ideas. If you are willing to subscribe to those ideas, then the doors of this great nation are open to you. We are united not by a common ancestry, but by a common commitment to these ideals. They're easy to find if you know where to look. In our Declaration of Independence, in the Constitution of the United States, two of the most ingenious documents ever penned by mortal hands. These ideals that we are endowed by our Creator with inalienable rights, that among these are the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that we're free to practice the faith of our choice, that we say what we wish without fear of reprisal from the government, that we have the right to keep and bear arms, the right to a trial by jury of our peers, protection from unlawful government search and seizure of our persons or property, that the government will not take our private property without just compensation. These ideas form the underpinning of what has made America the envy of the world, and why the 20th century, when these rights became fully enjoyed by all of our citizens, has become known as the American century. We are here today not as Democrats, Republicans, or independents. We are here today as Americans. And yet, if our country is so great, why do we feel the need to be gathered here today for this rally? Well, unfortunately, for many years, politicians of all stripes have grown the size and scope of our government well beyond what our founders intended. The idea that the government that governs best is that which governs least has been cast aside, and in its place has been submitted the mantra that the government can solve any problem with enough time, money, and bureaucracy. Well, I'm here to tell you today that the government cannot and should not be the answer to every problem that plagues mankind. The growth of our government, particularly in Washington, has resulted in many problems for our country. The unrestrained growth of government has threatened the rugged individualism our country was built on, and now threatens the very system of free enterprise which has sustained our economy, including the taxes we all paid today to the federal and state government. The government now seeks to spend hundreds of billions of dollars to fund programs to solve every conceivable problem, from building bridges that don't go anywhere to studying the habits of fruit flies in Paris, France. More troubling than this is that the government is printing the money to fund these programs. If any of you did that, you'd go to jail. We don't have the money, so we are borrowing on the taxes to be levied on generations of Americans yet to be born to finance our runaway spending. In the meantime, we look to creditors like the People's Republic of China to finance our spending spree. Ladies and gentlemen, eventually the loan will be called in, and we will find ourselves, the freest country history has known, in bondage to totalitarian regimes. Is that the legacy we wish to leave to future generations of Americans? Well, I have some good news. That is, we don't have to be resigned to bondage. We can stand up here today, right now, and remind the politicians in Washington, Atlanta, and elsewhere that we still govern ourselves, and if they won't listen, we will vote them out of office. We need to remind Washington in an important part of the Bill of Rights that I did not outline in my earlier remarks. But a lot of you know what I'm about to talk about. That's the 10th Amendment. Stated simply, it says, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Today, as we stand here, these are simply words on a dried up scroll in the National Archives. But you can bring those words to life here today and in the days that follow if you choose. You can remind our politicians that we want a government that stays within the boundaries our founders set for it over 200 years ago. They knew and understood that government, if left unchecked, grows and takes from the citizens ever more power, ever more rights, and ever more taxes. That is why they spelled out in detail what the federal government should do and what it should leave to the states, and yes, to the people. You may be saying here today, I'm just one person. What can I do? The answer, simply put, is that you can move mountains. Every person here has a network, from your family to your friends, your work colleagues, your golf buddies, your bowling team, your civic group, your church group. You need to get them to join you in a commitment to government of, for, and by the people again. A commitment to a government that respects its constitutional limitations, that taxes only what is absolutely necessary to deliver the services constitutionally mandated. You have to get active. And I want to applaud you for being here today on April the 15th. But where you decide to be on April the 16th and the days that follow will determine if this movement succeeds and makes that beacon that is America burn more brightly than it ever has before, or whether it will recede into history. You can start a citizen group that monitors issues. You can support candidates for office that commit themselves to constitutional principles with your time and talent. You might even decide to take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? I can be the next city councilor, school board member, state legislator, congressman, governor, and offer yourself for public service. If we all make this commitment together and decide to pick up this torch of liberty today and continue to march on with ever-increasing involvement in our government, we can return America to its glorious constitutional tradition. So I'll close with a question. Will you join me today and commit yourselves to this just cause for all of us here assembled and the generations of Americans that will follow us? I thought that you might. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. God bless you all, and God bless America.